Hello, it's Sunday the 22nd of April, and in this video I'm going to look at the latest Thunderball result and see if I can figure out why these numbers came out, in what ways they were most outstanding, and see if I can predict anything, roughly what's going to happen next. Now, this is my ticket that I had. I didn't match any numbers because I can't see the future. So even if you can see which numbers are most outstanding in the same sort of ways that the winning numbers usually are most outstanding, then it doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to predict the future, because you can only see which numbers are most outstanding. You can't actually see the future. Whether or not the numbers that come out are going to be the most outstanding numbers is basically down to chance. But what I'm looking for is basically, I'm looking for patterns such as on this part of the analysis. You can see that generally the number that's most overdue for its frequency, whatever number it is at the time, tends to be the one that comes out more often than any other number. So for instance, on this section here you can see got most overdue number occurring, most frequent, but the one that's most overdue for its frequency occurs more often. Now, if we look at the latest draw result, number 24 was most overdue, and that's looking at the current trend. If we look at all machines and all sets of balls, we get this chart, and you can see that number 24 still most overdue on that chart. So at least one of the numbers that were drawn was most outstanding. It was the most outstanding individually because it was most overdue. So now let's look at the Thunderball section. And the Thunderball that came out again was number 9. The slowest of all the Thunderball numbers at the moment. And if we look at full draw history, all machines, all sets of balls, just the Thunderballs, this is where they all were before the last draw, and that's where number 9 is. See, my money was number 4 because it's most outstanding, but instead number 9 came out. Now if we look at numbers paired with 24, main number 24 that is, and if we narrow it down to current trend, see, that's where number 9 was in relation to that. And if we look at the other numbers, then when we look at main number 9 going on the current trend, you can see that Thunderball number 9 was the most overdue to occur with that main number in the same combination. And again, the same is true for main number 31. So those two main numbers, Thunderball number 9 was most overdue to occur with them in the same combination, going on the current trend. So I can guess that if we now look at the main numbers and we look where they are on the chart for Thunderball number 9, then I'm guessing they should be near the edge of the chart. I'll have to zoom in a bit to show you that, and you can see there's 31. There's 31, and number 9 is in this square here because it's yet to occur with Thunderball number 9 going on the current trend. So you can see there on the edge of that chart. And what's also interesting on this chart is number 6 is most frequent with Thunderball number 9. So far I've got a reason why 24 came out, because it was most overdue on the main chart, and then a possible reason why number 9, Thunderball number 9 that is, came out with main numbers 9 and 31. And then because Thunderball number 9 came out, most outstanding with that on the current trend, main number 6, because it's most frequent with Thunderball number 9. So the machine that was used was machine 3, and it was set of balls number 3 as well. So if we narrow it down to just machine 3, and if we look at all the sets of balls that have occurred in that machine, let's see where the winning numbers were on that chart. So just basically in the middle of the chart. Now if we look at all machines and just set of balls number 3, then we get this chart, and on this chart you can see number 6 looks like it's most overdue for its frequency, but if you look where 27 is, it's just as outstanding as number 6 is in that respect. So we can't say that number 6 is most outstanding because it's only equally as outstanding as one other number. So one of the two most outstanding numbers in terms of it being most overdue for its frequency is number 6, and that's just with set of balls number 3. Now if we look at where the other winning numbers were on this chart, that's where they were. And if we include the Thunderball section, or if we just look at the Thunderball section, we'll see number 9 towards the most overdue end, and that's where the other numbers are. So if we look at a chart for main number 6, set of balls 3, see number 9 towards the more frequent end. On this chart you can see number 9 looking sort of as though it's most overdue for its frequency with 31. But the analyzer's not picking that up, probably because it's not the only one that's most overdue for its frequency. And then when we look at it the other way around, look at Thunderball number 9, a chart for the main numbers that have occurred with Thunderball number 9. Then that confirms that main number 31, set of balls free. All the machines that set of balls free has been used in. Number 31 was the most overdue for its frequency to occur with number 9. So the only number that I haven't quite found outstanding yet is 37. But you can see 31 most overdue, number 9 towards that overdue end, number 6 near the edge of the chart. So it's probably a combination of those numbers together that made 37 outstanding enough to occur with those numbers. So when we look at the current trend, numbers that have occurred with 37, we get this chart. See 31's on the edge of that chart. That's where the other numbers are. So on the chart for 31 we should see 37 near the edge, and there it is. Not most outstanding, but it's sort of borderline, near that edge, near that diagonal line that goes from corner to corner. So anyway, those are the numbers that occurred in the last draw. Quite unpredictable. I would never have thought to look at those numbers. So now that those numbers have come out, let's see what the chart looks like now for the current trend, which is machines 2 and 3, sets of balls 1 to 4. Now on the main number section we've got number 13 most overdue, and also most overdue for its frequency. So number 13 definitely most outstanding. And then we've got most frequent, which is number 18. So 2 most outstanding numbers there. When we look at a chart for numbers that have occurred with number 13, you can see number 18 is one of the most frequent. And then we've got number 7 most overdue, and most overdue for its frequency to occur with number 13 as well. So if we look at a chart for 18, see where 13 is on that chart. Should be one of the more frequent. There it is. And also there's number 7 in the more frequent half of the chart. But most overdue, number 2 most overdue for its frequency 27, and that's to occur with number 18. So I'll just make a note of those. Let's look at a chart for number 7. On the chart for number 7 we've got 18 near the most frequent end. Those are the other outstanding numbers. So these 3 numbers look kind of interesting because 7 and 18 quite frequent together as well. Not most frequent, but more frequent than that. So if we look at the Thunderballs, then going on the current trend, most overdue for its frequency is 14, 3 most overdue, 11 most frequent. Now the reason I picked number 4 is because I was looking at the full draw history, all machines and all sets of balls, and when we do that you can see number 4 is most overdue, and it's also most overdue for its frequency. Now if we look at numbers paired with 13, then it's quite different when we're looking at the Thunderballs. Thunderballs with 18, that's what that chart looks like. And then number 7, we get this. So I notice number 11 kind of outstanding. With most of those, probably because it's more frequent. But anyway, look at the main numbers. So main numbers paired with 13 when we're looking at all machines and all sets of balls. Since the main numbers went up to 39, you can see number 7 most frequent with 13. And look at 18. That's 13 and 7. So, which numbers to pick? I'm not quite sure just yet. But looking at this chart for all machines and all sets of balls, looks like 32 is definitely most outstanding on that chart. So I think 32 will probably be a good choice to have with those numbers. And when we look at numbers paired with 32, got 18 on the edge of the chart. 12 is certainly most overdue. 20 is most frequent, and 18 is the one that is most overdue for its frequency to occur with 32. So if we look at Thunderball numbers with main number 32, then we've got most frequent 11, most overdue 7, most overdue for its frequency number 12. But what I want to do is, let's narrow that down to the current trend. So machines 2 and 3, again 11 and 12 most outstanding with 32. When we narrow it down to sets of balls 1 to 4, again it's most overdue for its frequency is 11, and most frequent is 11. So with 32, maybe number 11 would be the best choice. So let's look at the other main numbers. Chart for Thunderball number 11, and that's where they all are. So I've got 8 and 35 yet to occur. 26 most overdue for its frequency, 32 most frequent. And it looks to me like these other numbers are all bunched up in this small area just here. So number 18, one of the most frequent, second most frequent on this chart. There's 13 and 7. So should I pick Thunderball number 11 or not? Well, it's most frequent. But I've got a funny feeling it's not going to be the one that comes out next. So anyway, that's as far as I've got with picking my numbers for the next draw. If you look where these numbers are on this chart, you can see I'm looking at the ones that are basically nearest the top right corner. So it's quite likely that not all the numbers will come from this small section of the chart just here, because the majority of the numbers are actually in this section. So it's very unlikely that the numbers will come out of that small section there when there's this other section that's got most of the numbers in it. So I predicted number 7, but I need one of these other numbers to go with it. So let's look at a chart for number 7. See 35 yet to occur. And if we go back to that chart, it's also one of the slowest. So maybe it needs to catch up. So the question is, what Thunderball should I have? Well, 11, most overdue, along with 13. But most overdue for its frequency, apparently that's number 12. So, I don't know. Well anyway, this is where all the Thunderballs are at the moment. Got the frequencies here. Last draw they occurred in. This is a current trend. So I'll leave you with that chart for you to choose a Thunderball from. These are the most outstanding ones. That's going to conclude this video. Any questions, just comment down below, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.